Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, testing, testing, testing. Right. Testing 1 2, testing, testing, testing. All right. Testing 1 2 3. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's go ahead and get this opened up. We're going to go ahead and mute it on the TV side so we get the monitor shut down. We are here and live. Good evening, AJDT family. Mano J. Chef 1817 from Atlanta. What is up from Atlanta? You getting snow up there? I know they're getting some snow in New York. Hey, Johnny Palladino. What's up, brother? Got John in the house. Good to see you. I don't think we had this live scheduled. Actually, didn't notice that until a little earlier this evening. So we just decided to go ahead and throw it up there. I see we've got a bunch of people in here already. So happy Sunday night. So glad to be here. We've got less than a minute left before this S&P 500 shows us what it's going to do. Gap up, gap down. So we're going to kind of keep an eye on that until we see the gap up, gap down, and then we'll get into some introductions. But if you're in here, go ahead and tell us who you are. What's up, John? Tell us who you are, where you're from, and very, very happy to have a live going tonight. It's been a crazy weekend. So let's see what happens here. We got about 30, just less than 30 seconds left. And then we're going to kind of talk a little bit about what I believe is going to happen tomorrow into the market, which I don't think is going to make everybody too happy because I think we're going to have a challenging week. But let's just kind of see what's happening here. We got about 7 seconds. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and anything yet? Ooh, not seeing any movement. And come on, that's the 8 p.m. 30 minutes. Oh, all right. So we got a gap up. Okay. Oh, I can sit back in my chair right now and kind of relax a little bit. Oh, man, I'm going to tell you all, I was expecting a bit of a gap down. This gap up is good. Does it mean it'll hold through the night? No, it doesn't always mean it's going to hold through the night. But the sentiment of the market coming out of Friday night on this wickedly horrible rundown. All right. And I know this first part of the day was a rundown. The second half of the day was a rundown, and it tried to recover a little bit at the end of the day. And if you were in it, you were in it. I was in puts and I gave some money back. I gave about $600 back to the SPY because I couldn't get them to drop enough. It did drop, but I couldn't get to drop enough. And anyway, in the post market, it just sort of went flat. And now we're gapped up. You can see it's kind of fighting a little bit. Let's go to the 15-minute, a little bit of a nicer look. You can see it's fighting a little bit. The market modules, okay, the algorithms right now are pushing it up, bringing it down, pushing it up, bringing it down. So, hey, what's up, Paulette from Kentucky? Welcome, welcome. Discord members are in the house, and I'm so blessed to have you here. So, let me just share with you what I think is going to happen tomorrow. Even though we're seeing this potential gap up today, and that means, when we go to the AJDT best day trade list for December, you heard me right. It was released today. I did a video today from my granddaughter's house, and launched that video with the newest list. We did have a few that were pulled off the list, but Tesla, look at Tesla right now on fire tonight. AMD, well, actually, this is pretty cool. So that means if Tesla is on fire, that means TSLL is also on fire. And that's cool. That's cool because I'm playing the gap up game. I think I shared with some of you. That there's a strategy out there where people, and there's one guy specifically, that on Friday night at the 8 p.m. mark, right before that, he'll buy a bunch of shares, and he buys it specifically for what happens Sunday night on a gap up. Now, sometimes the strategy fails because it may go the wrong direction, but it's winning right now. Absolutely. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then we're going to let that run for a while. Let's take a look and see right now what's going on. So, gosh, everything Forex is kind of down. Oh man, here let's go to index. Let's go to futures because John asked the question, how does the SPY compare to the futures? Well, here futures are kind of running up a little bit and SPY's down. I mean the mini Dow Jones is down. Okay. And you kind of have to scroll through the different ones. Here's the S&P 500 micro E-minis. So you can see some green. Usually when futures are running good, then the S&P 500 and the market's kind of running good. When futures are down, it kind of goes the opposite. So, we closed down. The NASDAQ, the SPY, and the Dow all closed down. You can see it here on my charts that I use for Webull. But anyway, let's go back through these charts here. Okay. I got to go back to my AJDT December best list. And AMD. Let's look at AMD here. So not bad. You see it pumped up, pulled back a little bit, but pumping again. Palantir. Nice. Listen, this is nice for a Sunday night pull up. And you can see these candles are incredible. This is a 15-minute candle. And, the way a lot of people play these is cut the candle in half. Okay. Cut the candle in half. And if you start to lose the candle all the way, kind of like AMD is probably a good example of that. See, the wick was all the way up here. It's about a quarter of what the wick was. So you have to be a little bit cautious when it drops below that 50%. This is how I look at the candles, that 50% mark. And on AMD it is, but on Palantir it's not. NVIDIA it's down. But again, still, look, even with what it was doing Friday night, now Sunday night, it's in this curling up. So that's good. Hood. All right. Hood dropped a little bit. Actually wicked all the way down to 117. IREN, not very good, which makes me afraid to look at APLD. But IRN is pulled back the other way, wicked all the way down. You can see, it's still dropping, but it looks like the market's pulling it back up. HIMS is up. That's good. BMNR, which is new to the AJDT best day trade stock list, running down a little bit there. And actually, I don't think BMNR is a 24-hour stock. Hold on a second. No, it's not. So we won't know that until tomorrow morning to see what it does. SMCI is gapped up. APL, oh baby, APLD. Okay, we had a nice sharp jump up, wick up, came back down, pulled back down. So we'll see what happens. This is the nice discount for me. And if you're trading APLD, which many of you in the Discord that are in here with us now do, then you go to APLX and you see APLX is the 2X. And let me see something here. Yeah, APLX you can't trade 24 hours. You can only trade APLD. So we have to wait for this to see what happens with APLD in the morning when we get there for the 4:30 a.m. And you and I won't be on this together at 4:30 a.m. Okay. So APLD, SoFi, nice pop up for SoFi. Wick down, wick up. Good. QBTS actually is back down here. It did pump up, pull back. Rigetti, probably the same. So the quantums are kind of on a reverse. Wow, man, look at SMR did the same thing, but wicked all the way down and is pushing it back up. That's good for NuScale Power. Cipher is not a 24-hour stock. Correct. So that one we're not sure of yet. EOSE Energy is also not a 24-hour stock. Wolf, WULF, is not a 24-hour stock either. QUBT is, and it's up but pulling back down. ONDS, not a 24-hour stock. Open, OPEN, is a 24-hour stock, and it's got a nice little leg on it there. Nope, I lied. My bad. Not 24 hours. It looked like it did. It looked like a gap up. It's not 24 hours. That's the 8 p.m. candle. BBAI is a 24-hour stock, and it wicked up, and it's pulling back. It's back level with where the market kind of tried to close out before it launched again. So we'll see what happens with BBI. All right. Any questions, throw them in the chat. We're not going to make this a very long one tonight. You see, I am wearing my Paw hat today. I was Paw in effect. I do want to go over with you my levels for the SPY. I want to share with you some of those numbers because what I want to tell you is that a lot of people, I was looking at a lot of different information out there about the market. Right, I do a lot of homework on the weekends to prepare for my own trading on Monday morning and to be able to share a lot of that in the Discord. And what I want to share is that everyone is kind of thinking that the S&P 500 is going to be a doom and gloom type of a scenario. Okay, and I'm not so sure of that. I mean, it's already up, so it's up to 683. Okay, 682.81 is where it's at in the overnight market. And the thing about it is it has to hold 681. If it works its way back down tonight to this 681 level where it closed, we may be in some trouble. Excuse me. All right, we may be in some trouble. So I've got some numbers for you here. And let me just kind of go through this on my scratch pad. And by the way, I wanted to share with you all, a very important thing to do, and I'm getting ready to make a video about this specifically, is make sure that you are tracking your trades, okay? Not charting, tracking your trades. You need to go out and buy some sort of a stock notebook or charting book where you can put your trade information, the time you bought, how much did you get in for, how much did you get out for, was it profitable, were you negative? You want to track all that so that you can go back through the week. And I do this every week, and I look and see, okay, where were my good and bad entries, and where were my good and bad exits? And last week I had a couple really bad entries that I ended up having to chase, and so did the Discord, because they were following a lot. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it goes to show you this is live, hot, and ready. Had to get that yawn out of there for oxygen. But, because we're following the call to get in and out of different stocks in the Discord. And so sometimes, like I got faked out last week, and it ended up dropping, and it recovered nice. Now, 2 or 3 of those times I DCA'd down to get it back to get an average down and then into profit, which I did. And I know everybody, I don't think anybody ended up not profitable last week regardless. But you have to go back and review that. You have to figure out, okay, what did I do? Go to the chart and look at the trade that where you either lost money or understand, the day and say, wow, I kind of missed that one, or that one was great. You've got to kind of look at them. So here are the levels for the S&P 500. If we can get this thing uh, to move up and continue moving up, the breaking point trigger, for a bullish breakout is 687. We've got to get it back up past 685 towards 687. And if we can get past 687, then it'll hit 689, 691.50, and 695. And those are my break above quick upside targets. Now, you have an overhead rejection level between 682.50 and 687. So that means that overhead rejection, and I'm going to draw that in there for you so you can kind of see how I do this. So let me get my rectangle, and I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to get this on a 1 hour. And I'm going to close this up a little bit, and I'm just going to draw my box, okay? And I'm going to do that, and I'm going in here to my settings, and this is the easiest way to do this. And so 682.50, okay, and then I'm going to go to my 0.2, which is going to be 687. And I'm going to click done. And this area here is where I want to see potentially, okay, for this rejection, overhead rejection, which means if it gets up in here, it may fight in here and reject back down. Now, the breakdown trigger is that 678.50. So down here, low down here, 678.50 is where we believe it may drop. So let's go ahead and do this again. So we're going to add a box. It doesn't matter where right now. We're going to lock it in place. We're going to go to settings, and we're going to make this bounce support 678.50, and my 0.2 is 680.50. Okay. See if that was, nope, that's 68 billion. Okay, there we go, 680.50. And I'm going to lock that in place, and I'm going to hit done. So now what I'm hoping for, based on what the charts were telling us, this is where if we get in this box, anywhere in this area, could be the bounce back up. And if it bounces back up, your bullish move is the 681.50 to 683.50 to 686. So we want to see that bounce, okay, our support zone, and we want to continue to run it up. Now you may see the S&P 500, which is already there in the channel. It might bounce up and down in this channel tomorrow. And we're going to have to kind of wait and see what that does. But what we ultimately want to see is it break above this, we're going to call it resistance zone, and get up through and continue to break out of it. And that's where those other levels come into play, which I gave you, which are 689, 691.50, 695. So keep an eye. And the fact that we are already up above this bottom of the, of this basic overhead rejection area is good because we're already in it. Now we've got to work our way up and out of it. So let's see. Any questions in here from anyone? Okay. So those are the target levels for you. And here's the other thing. What do I see as far as me being a scalper? Because now I love to scalp the SPY with options, whether they're calls or puts. I'm looking for bullish, anything bullish above $687 per share, and anything bearish, is under 678.50. So like I said, we're at 682.81. We've got to stay above 681 itself. If we can't hold up here and it pulls back down, then potentially we're going to be dropping down to that 675-ish range. So keep an eye on that. All right. Any questions? Anything in the comments? Excuse me, everybody. All right, we're going to move on. We can always come back if we need to, but let's see if I can do this right without breaking the whole Okay, default Yeti. Okay, okay. Now let's see if we got voice back. Let's give it a second. And let's see if you got it. Okay. Got it. Got it. All right. So we lost audio there. Sorry about that. We're going to go ahead and mute it back there. All right. So thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you, Zircon Daphne. Mike, thank you for letting me know. Yep. I think we got it back now. Give me thumbs up in the chat if you're able to hear me once we keep this thing moving. But let me start again. Yes, beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what you didn't hear was me sharing about this picture. Thank you to Jason McHugh, who's our resident artist. He's pretty incredible. And bottom line is, my family was kind of looking at this picture today, and you just have, I mean, like, really, honestly, what an incredible artist rendition of me. I just don't know if it's me, actually me or not. And I think it's the nose throwing me off. I've got this I broke my nose twice as a younger man, kid. Ice hockey and football. I broke it twice and I never had it fixed. And so I've got this horrible crooked nose. I never had this repaired. So it's pretty bad. And the point, it's very pointy, like a downward point. So I don't know if maybe Jason can do something with that or not. This is like his total work of art. Ravi from North Carolina. What's up, brother? Good to have you in here. Anyway, I just wanted to put it up there so you could see this, but it's pretty awesome. And then the other thing, hey, it's Fuentes, Alejandro. Thank you for making it, man. Glad to have you in here. So just wanted to share with you. I released it today, put it out there, this AJDT best day trade stock list. And listen, I get questions all the time. What stock should I be in? What should I be looking at? What should I be trading? He looks better. Yeah, I think he does look better, John. It's a better looking picture than me. Exactly. That's my point. That's my point. You can't have a picture, an artist rendition of you that makes you look bad in real life, right? He's a very handsome Hispanic man. And I listen, I am a mixed breed. Okay, I get it. But Joeso, no, it's not me. That's not me. This is not me. So Jason and I are gonna have to talk, but he's pretty cool. He's a very handsome man, very handsome man. Anyway, um, so the best day trade stock list: BBAI, Big Bear AI, ONDS, QUBT, Cipher, EOSE, Open. Those are all stayed on the list. You can see at the bottom here. Repeat. Then QBTS, APLD, SMR, and RGTI, Rigetti all moved. They were either in the big moves or the mid priced, and they ended up in the just general list, okay, up here. And we added back Wolf, TerraWolf, WULF, and that's one that I used to, I know, right, Alex? This is one that I used to love to trade daily, just like APLD, and it's doing much better. It did pump and go crazy, and now it's pulling back, but it is a good one to look at. Palantir, AMD, Tesla, and NVIDIA all stayed. They're repeating on the list. But Bitminer, Immersion Technology, BMNR, and Hood. Bitminer has been kind of going crazy with, it kind of works against crypto, and it's been nice to chase up and down in its trend. Hood, Robinhood, was a challenging one for a while. It was on the list a while ago. It's back on the list now. So we've got that back on the list. And then Hims and Hers is added back on the list, and along with IREN, IREN. I've been talking about IREN a lot the last few weeks. It is just like APLD. IREN is another data center type of a corporation. They are building data centers. So they should act similarly, but a smaller dollar cap. So, something you can spend a little bit less money on if you want to day trade that one. SMCI did move into the mid priced. Okay. It was in the big dollar moves. It got moved to the mid priced SMCI. And SoFi is back. And I love SoFi. SoFi is a stock I always love. And I always trade SoFi. Long term investment for SoFi for me. But it is proving itself as a good day trade stock. And if you want to understand my strategy for how I pick these best day trade stocks, well, obviously, I am looking at several factors. Number one, I'm looking at a 9, 20, 50, and 200 EMA. Um, exponential moving averages, and that's how I look at to see where they are falling in the line. I love following the 9 and especially over the 20. There you go, SoFi gang. That's right. That's right. It's the right video. It's Fuentes. We're actually talking about SoFi for a minute. Last time, I think I was talking about something else, and he thought I was talking about SoFi. But yes, it is a great long term, and now right now it's been acting very nicely in the day trading world, even a little bit of swing trading on it. But very happy with SoFi to be back into SoFi. So, any questions in the chat? Anything at all that anybody has, throw it in there. If not, like I said, we're not going to make this a very long one. We didn't even have this one scheduled. So a lot of people right now are like, dude, what happened to you? Like, you didn't even have it scheduled. You weren't even supposed to be here, and I didn't plan for it. So we are going to probably have one more live next Sunday. And then I think the week of Christmas we'll take off from the live. Although I'm going to continue to do some videos and things throughout the holiday. We may not have the live itself. And remember to check your schedules because the stock market will be closing early. I believe Christmas Eve. I think New Year's Eve. There's some dates that it closes early or may not be open at all. So you're going to want to obviously know what those are and to prepare for them. And the best thing I can tell you is, look, the SPY hasn't really moved a whole lot since it gapped up. That's the 1 hour. Let's go to the 15-minute. See, it's holding up there, okay? It's holding up here, but it's not really giving you a lot of movement. I mean, it is gapped up. Of course, it jumped up and turned green as soon as I said that. But it is gapping up a little bit. So keep your eye on it, and we'll see what it does tomorrow. All right. So let's see. It's Fuentes says, don't sleep on PSKY. That's my baby. I think she's at a good buy right now. All right, let's take a look at PSKY. PSKY. Oh, Paramount Skydance. Paramount. Yes. Let's go to the daily on this one. And see, you've got some volatility in there, but it is at a low. Okay. And it's right on level here. So I think it pulled back. It actually hit this level right here. I'm going to go ahead and mark it. I'm going to mark the bottom here, and you're going to see in there, okay, you got 1, 2, 3. Come on. And the 1, and now it's on a bit of an up. This is on the daily. If we're going to go to the 4 hour, you're going to see, when we pull out, okay, yeah, this was kind of the bottom right here. Alejandro, you are right. This is the bottom. So for charting purposes, not brand new bottom, but the bottom here where it launched, it came back, it never made it to reject. It launched all the way up, it came back, it never made back to bottom until now, and is back at the bottom. So yes, it is at historical support right now, and that's exactly what I'm showing on here right now. And if you don't know, it's Fuentes. He is an amazing guy. He's kind of a secret charter for us. You don't know it, but one day we pray maybe he'll be able to take a little more active role. And he does some very good technicals. He knows the charts very well. So I would take a look at PSKY. Throw this on your personal watch list so you can see for it. I think right here, since it hit bottom and it worked up, it's pulling back a little bit. I would want to see what happens, all right, because this is the 4 hour, but in the daily, we're running 2 red candles. There's potentially a chance it's going to hit. Oh my goodness, you're right. You can't see my chart. Let's go back here. Boom. Now we're in it. See, this is what happens, Ravi, when you don't have your engineer close by. All right, so here we are. We're back in it. Let me do that again. You can see the historical support that It's Fuentes is talking about. And give me a thumbs up if you're seeing it. And I think you should be. Yep, it's on the screen. All right, so here it is right here. You got the 3 points here. Historically, didn't make it back down as low as that. Now we're coming across, stayed above, well above, came back. It did retest this historical support right here and went back up. It's kind of coming back down a little bit. It may retest this one more time, but we'll see. We'll see what it does. But you've got some nice tops. I mean, this is a $20.86 high. Okay. And even if we charted it to this level here, okay, 1922, you got a lot of room to get to these historical highs. All right. And there's a lot going on in here, and I'm doing it kind of quickly So you can see, remember, you're always looking to make sure it hits at least 3 times. And you can call this a resistance level, or you could literally call this a support level. But not bad, not bad. Yes, thanks, Robbie. Looks good. PSKY, like I said, throw it on your personal watch list for the future. All right, where is my clock? Okay, 8:27. Let's go back to the S&P 500 real quick. Actually, I wanted to see DVLT real quick for everybody. Oh yeah, this thing's continuing to churn and burn. I know Ravi was, a lot of the Discord members were trading on this one for a while, but this is not a very happy pullback here, and that's on the daily. So interesting. All right. Let's see here. Oh, you know what exploded again last week? Interestingly, Beyond Burger, Beyond Meat, kind of exploded again. It was last week. You can see this explosion, but now it's giving it all back again. So you just gotta be careful with these. You gotta be careful with these. And of course, ILLR. Where is its Fuentes? Look at this Triller. Oh, Triller. I hate this stock. I really hate it. Man, look at this. Look at this. Not 24 hours. We're going to see what this thing's doing. But yeah. All right. So that is what I've got. Listen, if it's your first time here, thank you for being here. If you are brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Very, very happy to have you here. What a blessing it is. If you want to become a member of the Discord, then drop down below in the description. You're going to see a link. If it's not on this one, because we did sort of throw this out there pretty quick, then I would say go ahead and go to the past video, the one from earlier today with the release of the AJDT Best Day Trade Stocks. Say that fast 100 times. But there's a link down there you can join. Would love to have you in there. And you'll see even in some of the past videos, some great testimonials about what people are doing in the Discord, how they're making some money. And that's what it's all about. It's not about anything more than let's just get rich together, but you also have to have some financial health. You need to make sure that you are trading smart. You use money only that you have set aside for trading. Don't use money that you need to pay your bills, because if it goes in the wrong direction, then you may be in a situation where you can't cover yourself and take care of yourself. And make sure you have enough money to pay all your bills, put food on the table for yourself and your family. And I want to just tell you, I thank God for each and every one of you, those of you live and those of you watching the video afterwards. Thank you so much for being a part of the AJDT world and this experience as we build this community. That's what we want to do. So thank you so much. Let's see. Any final thoughts or questions? Throw it in the chat. Preach it. You got it, brother. Any other questions or thoughts or anything? Go ahead and throw it in the chat before we shut this one down. Keep an eye on the S&P 500. That's all I can say. And be very careful. Be very cautious. If you start to see it turn back down, I'm going to go to it one more time before we disconnect. We're still up 0.17. All right. Well, listen, it's at 682.91, so it's still kind of doing its thing, right? It's still kind of doing its thing. It's on a little bit of an uptrend, a little red here, but it closed above, this one closed above this. It wicked, closing above, so that's not bad. It's almost in line with the top of the closing of that candle on the 15. If we go to 5, let's take a look. Yeah. So we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Let's hope that it continues to run. So that's it. Thank you so much again. Hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, join the Discord. God bless you. See you all tomorrow. Very excited to see the 4:30, what happens at 4:30 and the 9:30 bell. See you in the Discord. For those members, see you in the Discord tomorrow morning. Peace out. God bless you. Josh out. Peace.